another episode of High Off the Freaking Glass, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I just added a whole nother word to the title of my show. How y'all living? I am excited about this episode today. I have a very esteemed panel. I was looking forward to this. This will be my final, political election episode before November 5th, which is a short, 10, 9, 8 days away? How long, y'all? It's 10. We are ridiculously close, so I hope y'all are ready. Today, I am very excited. One of my guests is on the highway. He is on his way, but I'd like to start off with Emmett McKenna. He has a master's in American Studies and organizer with St. Louis DSA Democrats of Social America. Y'all give it up to Emmett.
Thanks for having me again, O.
Oh, yeah, you know it. You already know what it is. All right, this is a return, and Emmett is a returning guest, and this is my boy to the right of me, Montega Rebel. This brother is very smart, very articulate, and can give you different point of views, street, business, whatever you need. Vice President of Black 300 Music Group and the owner of Soul Express Socks. Make sure y'all give it up for Montega Rebel, y'all. Did I say it wrong?
Soul Expressions.
Soul Expressions Socks.
Yes, sir.
My dumb ass. All right, that's how they write. No, more than one, several. All right, so first guest, first time on the show. Excited to have this brother. His name is Terez Marshall. He's an entrepreneur, mobile barber, who also started his own booking app. If you want to, you need a cut and you want to run, you don't have time to call, hit the app up, Made to Fade booking app. You can, he'll come cut you up. He's also a chef and recently launched a new media company titled Marshall Arts Media, and is podcast host of Cartoons and Cuts every Tuesday here at My City, My Music. Give it up for Terez Marshall, y'all.
Thank you. So glad to be here.
I know, bro. Happy to have you. And I said save the best for last because that's what the hell she is. This is was Miss Maria. This sister right here, y'all know who she is. She's an American politician who served in the Missouri House of Representatives from from the 86th district. Boom, let me get her on their camera. There we go. 86th District from 2019 to 2021, a Democrat from U-City. She represented District 14 in the Missouri State Senate from 2011 to 2019. She previously served in the Missouri House of Representatives from District 72, a position which she held from 2005 to 2011. In 2010, Miss Chappelle-Nadal was elected to the Missouri Senate. Everybody give it up for Miss Maria Chappelle-Nadal. One of my favorites.
Thank you.
You are more than welcome, sister. I am so happy that you are returning and are able to do this again. Okay, y'all. So, and I just wanted to get, you all's introductions specific and correct because you all are very special people. I like everything that you all bring to the table, politically and intellectually wise. Also, too, we are powered by the Cola Lounge, STL Cannabis Club. The Cola Lounge you can find at 2834 Cherokee Street, St. Louis. It is the only cannabis lounge. I guess there's a new one over in St. Charles, but I don't know about them yet. So make sure y'all hit up Cola Lounge over on Cherokee Street. They are dope. So first on the docket, because we didn't really get into it. We got into it last time, okay, but we didn't get to dive into it a whole lot. And I saved the best one for last, so just letting you know we're going to do presidents. We're going to do the presidential election last because that's going to be the juiciest thing. Sports gambling, okay? I'm throwing that out there because I really want you guys' opinions. There are essentially only two firms that are bankrolling this. Is basically FanDuel and DraftKings. They have paid a total of $26.1 million. DraftKings just gave another $4.6 million just 2 weeks ago. And FanDuel has contributed, but it's connected to Betfair, which is their parent company. DK has contributed more, $3 million. But it is rare to see $15 million from, just four contributors, but that's what we're having. So basically, FanDuel and DraftKings, which are the biggest sports entities here in the United States for sports gambling, are bankrolling this. Miss Maria, we got your opinion last time. Terez, I'd like to start with you. I want to see what you think about it. I have a different opinion on it. I'll give mine last. Terez, you're up.
First off, I want to say thanks again for having me on your show.
You're more than welcome, brother.
I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
With that question in mind, so I kind of dig a little deep in a little investigation myself because I wanted to know, like, well, who's really, like, bankrolling this whole thing? Because on my previous show, I was talking about it, and we was kind of talking about how, you know, there's these monopolies out here that's really taking over. And so what I found out basically was that that Betfair actually got into, if you want to say bed, if you will, they actually got into an acquisition and a joint venture with Crown Resort. Yeah, acquisition with a Crown Resort. So that's what's really been steamrolling. And in 2004, they in this acquisition they created this company, Bet King, Australia, Asia, or whatever. Well, Crown Resort, during that time, they bought 50% of that share overall. You know what I'm saying? So basically, what ended up happening is that they gained all control of this entity, and now through that they basically have all of these other parent companies that's still just nothing more than a subsidiary of who they truly are. You know? So yeah, it's the old Rockefeller Carnegie scheme when he had to break up Standard Oil and stuff like that, and he got more richer. So that's what I really see what it is for real, honestly.
So are you for it or against it?
I'm against it, honestly, and it's so hard because it makes it harder for other people to get into the gambling business. Like, what if we all wanted to come together and try and, you know, create our own type of DraftKings, you know? So it kind of just railroads us from, you know, entering in that market, I feel, you know.
Well, how would, if us at this table wanted to start a gambling app for St. Louis, Missouri, I don't think that would block us. What it would do is it would enable us to have it here legally in the state of Missouri. I don't know how would that block us.
Yeah, well, when I mean like that, as locally, I think we definitely could get something like that started. But to try and make it scalable, if you will, to allow other markets to participate, it might be a little bit harder. We might run into different problems because just trying to get on the AOL system or, you know, getting those type of partnerships that they already have established, like getting on the AWS system with Amazon, trying to partner with them, and then trying to partner with Google. You know, they got more money to be like, hey, you know, don't let these guys in.
It would definitely be tougher for us. We would be local as fuck.
Yeah.
So that's how that. Okay, I hear you on that, and I get what you're saying, Mr. McKenna.
All right, so I talked a little bit about it last time. I do think sports gambling should be legal, but Maria made some great points about who was backing it last time. That kind of made me look into it. And I shared a tweet with you earlier, about that from Megan Green.
I agree with that. With her stance too.
And I just think this is not the bill for it. Like, this one is shady. I think it should be legal, but this bill is shady, and it's backed by shady people who are looking to make money, and it's not. It's just not the one.
For real, I'm with it. What you think, Rebel?
I remember prior. Before, I said I was with it, right? I don't think I am now.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Because of the fine print.
Okay.
And that fine print states
gotta read
that basically they can tell you they made whatever, but they made millions more than what they're reporting.
Right.
And to say that it's going to benefit the kids and the teachers and the schools, that's bullshit.
Right.
Yeah.
That fine print. Reading that fine print is what that because how they worded, I don't remember exactly how it was worded, but it was basically saying, like,
it's the last two sentences.
Yeah, it's basically saying something like,
Yep.
the unreported or undocumented.
Yep. I'll say it for you. Ms. Nadal just nailed it. The last two sentences. Last sentence. Local governments estimate unknown revenue. What the hell? So it's like,
exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
what does that even mean?
So
Babbage.
That right there, that fine print right there killed it for me.
Right.
So I was with it at first because I'm like, yeah, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they talking about spreading that money amongst the teachers, the schools, etc.
Right.
But that.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
And one thing is that they can then cut spending that they're already paying for teachers and everything, and say, oh, well, we're going to use this new money for the teachers. And so it's not the teachers getting a raise, not the schools are getting a raise. They're going to just cut it what they're currently spending and take this money for it.
Great point. That's a sad but great point. Yeah. All right, Ms. Nadal, what say you?
I'm in the same place, but I am encouraged by what I'm hearing from the table today. And that means that people really actually care what they're voting on. And to be at a table with all men, you know, when I was in church today, we were talking about men getting involved in the elections, and they made it a huge point to bring all of the men before the church to let them know that they are, you know, supporting this election and getting involved in this election.
Awesome.
So to hear at this table that there are people who are looking at the nitty gritty, who are looking at the specifics, who it's actually going to help, who it's not. I mean, you could be for it because Emmett is for it, but you could also be, you know, like against, well, generally for it.
Yeah, he's not for this version of it. Yeah.
But it's, you know, in the 22 years of public service, it was my responsibility to look at the language because anything can sound good.
Yes, ma'am.
We all
Preach.
want to help teachers.
Preach.
We all want to make sure every single child has the resources they need in a classroom. We all want to bring more money into some of our unaccredited school districts or struggling school districts.
Right.
But the way in which it's written, that's where the devil is. It's in the details.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I 100% agree with you. Ozzie Smith, I love the Wizard. He is the reason why I'm a Cardinals fan to this day, but you can miss me with that line they made his man say, no more broken promises, please. I do 100% do not agree with that. And thank you, Mr. Kicker, for giving me the actual ballot. Okay, this is it, y'all. Amendment number 2, do you want to amend the Missouri Constitution to allow Missouri Gaming Commission to regulate licensed sports wagering, including online sports, betting, gambling, boats, professional sports? And that's why they're trying to, they're pushing that casino down in Lake of the Ozarks. Now, what I don't get is, side note, did it take a TV show for them to figure that out? Like they didn't know already it's all money down there. Like what the hell? Like, and that show was excellent, by the way. What is it? License to sports betting operators restrict sports betting to individuals physically located in the state and over the age of 21. Allow license fees. Now, and that's another thing too. Now, somebody help me out with this, Emmett, because you have a DraftKings app on your phone, and whoever else has a FanDuel or anyone, let me know. Is there an age restriction on there?
No, I mean, I don't remember signing up for any age restriction thing. I mean,
Did it ask you, like, if you're over the age of 21?
I mean, I had to, you know, it's connected to my PayPal, I think, or something.
Right.
But, like, I don't remember putting my age in there.
See, I wonder if they
I may
even
have
have
to
that.
check something. I don't know.
Yeah. See, I don't even know if that's even a real thing. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, if you're 18 and you got a smartphone,
Yeah.
you can download the app and you might be able to gamble too. 17.
Yeah.
All right. Allow license fees prescribed by the commission and a 10% wager tax on revenues received to be appropriated for education with expenses incurred by the commission and required funding of the compulsive gambling prevention fund. You know, we got to put that in for just to act like we care about people who have a problem, and allow for the General Assembly to enact laws consistent with this amendment. State government entitles estimate over one-time cost of $660,000, ongoing annual cost of at least $5.2 million, an initial license fee revenue of $11.75 million. Because the proposal allows for deductions against sports gaming revenues, they estimate unknown tax revenue ranging from $0 to $28.9 million annually. Okay, it just seems like a lot of babbage. There he is. What up, Mr. John Michael? He is in the building. What up, my guy? Come on in. Yes, sir. Yep. Yeah. You can make that face. You should have been on time. All right. And just to give y'all a quick introduction to my guy. This is my brother right here. This is Big J of JMR Solutionz, as well as a legacy cannabis entrepreneur here in the state of here in the city of St. Louis. He also throws amazing cannabis-influenced events. He has a High on the Vine coming up next month. I went last year. It was outstanding. Learn about cannabis and wine at the same damn time. You'll love it. How can you beat that? So, everybody, welcome Big J in the house.
Thank you.
Hey, nice to meet you.
How are you? All right, Jay, before I give my opinion, since you popped up at a good time, Black, I'm talking, the first thing on the docket was, I sent it to you, so you know what the rundown is, sports gambling. So, you're with me on this, so what is your opinion on sports gambling? Because I know
I just was looking at my FanDuel.
I know. There it is. Right. Now, and before you answer that, quick question. If you remember this, when you first initially signed up or downloaded FanDuel, did it ask for an age? Did you have to put your birthday in?
You know, I'm so far gone. I cannot. let
Keep it a buck. Right.
I know I was just slam dunking the app on my phone so I could get to the money.
Right.
So, you know, do I recall? No, they did go through a rather rigorous data collect. So you had to, at this point, you had to go all the way to where the horses are.
Fairground Park. I think that's
Well, not Fairground.
But that's now FanDuel though. Yeah, FanDuel owns that. Where the horse racing
there
is.
first to verify that you are of age, and then the access to the apps.
You have to physically drive over there. You can't just be in Illinois.
Well, at the time, no. If you would have to drive all the way.
How long ago was that?
Shoot, what? I can't recall. What, maybe 4 years ago?
Wow. Yeah. Now probably you just have to be in the state of Illinois. But wow, you had to physically go to the.
And it validates if you're of age. So yeah,
Right.
they do validate your age before you capable of playing. They're really tight about everything for what I've experienced as far as for online gambling. They cover all precautions.
Okay, bet. So for the bill, we just went over it for the amendment number 2. What do you yay or nay on sports gambling for Missouri?
I'm doing it.
You're with it? Okay. Well, you the first one at the table. You the first one at the table. What is it? Tell me why.
Okay, so here's the thing.
And before you go,
Yes, sir.
sorry, I meant to say this earlier. If you have any questions, those of you that are listening, call in 515-599-1687. 515-599-1687. One more time for the folks in the back. 515-599-1687. Call in with your election questions, amendment questions. Who should I vote for? Your opinions on stuff. We'll take it. Live calls are accepted right now. Go ahead.
Okay, so this all ties all the way back to JMR Solutionz, where what I do is offer business, or if not, marketing solutions.
Self-plug.
Yeah, but
I ain't mad at you.
However, here's the deal. Just as well, there are companies that focus on marketing, such as Red Bull. Red Bull, they do not own the proprietary, make or whatever for the actual drink. But what they focus and poured most of their money into is marketing. So here's the deal, and I forget exactly which country it started out of, so don't quote me, but nonetheless, the country that's touching Germany. So when they were expanding, they flowed over to Germany. Germany was like, no, banned it out of Germany, and so therefore all of the Germans would cross the border just to go and get Red Bull. So of course the bad guy branding boosts sales. So of course so after that, of course, Germany fixed their positioning on Red Bull and everything else, so on and so forth. So the deal was, it was the country that was bordering Germany that Red Bull was, accessible to, that made more money. The people would drive there, eat something over in that country opposed to in Germany.
Right.
So think about this for the state of Missouri. Every state that touches Missouri, you could gamble.
Except Missouri.
Except for Missouri.
You're right about that.
You wonder if it's employed within inside Missouri or if this is something outside. I'm not sure. It doesn't make sense because for our state of, as far as for how much money we reach for, it would make sense for us to have it because we are driving over to Illinois. I see people say, yeah, I just walk across the street in Kansas City. I'm sure folks in Iowa, bordering Iowa, Arkansas, Tennessee, Oklahoma, Nebraska, so everybody's, getting their money from Missouri,
right?
For gas, in particular. And then if you're so worried about, they're going to spend all their money, here's one thing me and a couple of groups of folks haven't acknowledged. The type of plays that we play opposed to straight bets, which we know that's just one bet, putting your money on this one thing to, happen. But a lot of people pay parlays. So we juicing it up. Juicing it up.
Yeah, the juice makes you more money.
Praying, hoping for the fact. But you know what? We would assume that just straight bets would be more realistic. And, and here's another thing. A fun fact, not even fun fact, if you're in it, how much does a bet cost? Everybody's like, oh, they're going to just pour tons of thousands of dollars. You can place a bet as low as 11 cents.
But you got to build that mug up. Okay.
But that's the thing. you can play with 11 cents.
Right.
So it's not the mere fact that you have to play $100 a bet. So, what would be practical is if I played a 11-cent straight bet and just kind of kept doubling and, just having fun that way.
Yeah, but you make an 11-cent bet, and if it's a straight bet, it's going to pay you, what, 27 cents?
Here's the thing. I'm not worried about the fact that I have to pay for gas. I'm not worried about the fact that I'm, measuring out how much time of my day I'm away from my family or the things that I need to take care of, opposed to, it's just for fun. I can just do it right here.
Yeah.
And another something real quick, when I travel to these other states that are bordering, and I'm further deep, folks are like, oh, you do that online gambling, that sports gambling, online gambling. It's remote. It's not even a something.
Right.
It's just like
psychology is different. Like everybody says.
Nobody cares.
Yep.
It's just like who all goes to the casino here.
I do.
Okay, but nobody cares.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about if you're. You know what? Yeah, I do care. If you're in the line at the gas station, you got a thick ass book of lotto tickets that you ready to play.
Right.
It's 7:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
I got to get a few places. Now I care. Now I care. I just wish
she's
y'all
slowing
had
you
your
down.
own line.
You saying the same thing I've been saying.
That's
They
what
should.
I-
They should. 100%.
Just have your
100%.
own
Yeah.
line.
100%.
Man, that
Aside of that,
Yeah.
I don't care about the lotto,
Yeah.
and it's not affecting me. It hasn't affected any of my people. Now, I understand as far as for in the black community, yes, this can be a proponent, and will just like everybody who spends their money to get that dollar scratch off every day.
Right.
It's just that hope and wish. We lean and hope and wish.
Right.
That's what we do as a culture. But that's another story for another day.
Right.
But as far as for prop two, no,
Yeah.
I'm going for it because if anything, all the African Americans that we're worried about that's using their gas and their time to hope and wish and going across the river, it doesn't make sense. Let them hope and wish from the comfort of their home.
Right. Okay. Who has the first pushback? Because I know I do.
And I do too.
Go ahead.
And one of
Go
the
ahead.
arguments that I had is how many broken families do we have already because of gambling? I'm not a gambler, so I'm biased generally against it. And I remember the conversations that we've had for decades on gambling generally. But and I like to hear other perspectives, so I appreciate that. Some of the holes that I'm finding though is like St. Louis and East St. Louis is less than 2 miles apart. It takes 30 seconds to get across the bridge. Same thing with Kansas City. Same thing if you're like in Springfield, Missouri, you can just, go through Joplin or whatever. But, so we've always had those that beef is better in Iowa.
Go across the border.
I mean,
Yeah.
I like Missouri. Anyway, getting back to the point, I'm concerned about our generational wealth as Black people. Period. All we have to do is look at St. Louis City, North St. Louis City, North St. Louis County, and look at the holes. And so, whatever is going to produce and support generational wealth, which we have lost, then that's what I support. And it may be because I will say that I do look at the. I talked to my accountant the other day, and I was like, I really want to do some trading on Cash App. And I was like, well, I was asking her all these questions about
that's
that.
the last place I would trade.
But for me, that's almost like gambling. But if I have extra time and 11 cents, I may want to use 11 cents to buy part of something.
Right.
But I have 11 cents.
Yeah.
But, I just, whatever keeps our families together, whatever is telling the truth to the people who depend on public education, that's where I'm at.
Right.
And I just feel as though we, even if all of us were for gambling, the way that is written is really, a disservice to the people who really want, honesty in government. And that's what I care about more than anything, is telling the truth to the people.
Facts. Anybody, who else has an opinion?
I was gonna say like I said, I'm for it because I see what you're doing, and it is a revenue generator for the state as well. Because that's how we always do. We always last for it. But my whole thing is just don't lie and say it's going to the school education. and which it's not necessarily a lie. We already know, like, the Mo Lotto, a portion of that goes to the, you know what I'm saying?
That's what they say, but again.
And you can see the,
like,
the product of the
bullshit.
result.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying.
Like,
Like,
they don't get that money.
They can't show you one receipt they done gave them.
yeah,
Preach.
and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. You say that this is what you're doing the money towards, or the money is going towards that, but we as the people is seeing that, well, this isn't the outcome or the result. Where else can you do that in the world? Like, if I go to my job and they paying me whatever they paying me, and you know what I'm saying, and they're taking a gamble, a wage upon me, and I say, hey, I'm going to produce this product of doing my job up to these standards, and then, you know what I'm saying, but I can't go in there and say, but my standards is ambiguous. You know what I'm saying?
And they
like,
can't
with
say,
that note,
we're not sure what we're going to pay you.
you know what I mean?
Like,
and so we all got to come to a compromise, like, this is that and that's that. Okay, cool, and that's the payout, and cool. So my thing is, if you're going to do it, fine, man, but let a portion go towards the school system like you say it is, and let's actually have a great standard of what we want for the school system to be, because shit, all of the city schools is turned down. Like,
Right,
you know, and we
right.
voted on that bill. I remember voting on that. Well, I didn't get a chance to vote on that bill because I was in high school at the time. I couldn't vote.
I don't
But
think I
remember,
was here yet.
I remember that was up on the ballot and really hearing about a lot of people like, yeah, it's gonna sound great, it's gonna sound great, and they did it, and
Bullshit.
then all the schools just fucking shut down. So
Not all of them, but they shut down a lot of
That's
schools.
bullshit
Yeah.
to me. It's all bullshit to me.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah, local governments estimate the unknown revenue.
Right.
Bullshit, right?
John
Bullshit.
Michael, it literally says local governments
bullshit.
estimate unknown revenue from
And
it.
that's
And
language
then,
that would
and
come
then
from
I
a
don't
fiscal
even
note.
I don't even trust the fact that if they do, like, say they gave 100,000 to whatever school, what, you know what I'm saying? However they divide it up, who's even say then? Because you know how shit get when people get their hands on something,
Right, right.
and then it's like
Did it
depending on
actually
who's
go-
running it,
Yeah.
y'all got it,
Yeah.
but did it go to where it was supposed to go when
Yeah.
y'all got it?
Exactly. What y'all do with it?
What did you do with it?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like, what
That
did you do
deserves
with
a
it?
clap.
yeah,
Nah.
You get the air horn. I 100% agree, Montega. And here's the thing, right? I'm with Big J. I'm for it, right? But I'm more like Emmett, and I'm like Terez. I am not for it. Like, I'm not for it in this instance, right? The reason why I'm not even saying, Jay, that it's that I'm worried about just African Americans and running through their checks. I'm worried about people in general, because Gamblers Anonymous is for everyone. It ain't just black folks in that motherfucker. Everybody's in Gamblers Anonymous. Everybody's in AA. You know, it don't matter what race you are. You can have a gambling problem, and you can have an alcohol drug problem. So, and to me, right, I like the fact, believe it or not, right? I like the fact. Now, I don't know about the folks in Germany getting Red Bull, but I like the fact that I can do it, but I gotta go do something, because I gotta go out of my way. You know what I mean? Because I live in North County. I can run the Argosy, which is Penn Gaming runs their sports book now. I can run the Argosy. I can go do that. I have to literally calculate. It's going to take me a good 20. It's going to take me a good 30, 35 minutes to get over that bridge, place the bet, get back so I can get the fucking work on time.
I remember when we was doing that to get weed.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And but a lot of times, but me and Emmett, remember, we used to go on hikes to get motherfucking marijuana, but we didn't have to go across the bridge. Sometimes you did, sometimes you didn't. But it's just the fact that, go ahead, you want to say something? Rebel want to say something. Yeah, you do. But it's just, I like the fact that, believe it or not, I like it within a little outside of arm's reach, because, and I get that you disagree, and I totally understand that too. If I have it, fam, where it's just like, case in fucking point, I'm watching World Series Game 2 at work last night. When Giancarlo hit that, was it Giancarlo? When Giancarlo hit that home run to put us up, I'm like, okay, this was game 1. We're winning this game, okay? Then we got down again. Then somebody else hit another home. You hating on the Yankees now?
I know the score.
He's a Yankees fan.
Yeah, no. But when Giancarlo hit that home run, if I had that app right available to me, I would have bet right then and there, boom, we're winning that game. And
So get into my.
But hold on, let me finish.
I want to write down my statement.
Please, let me finish.
It's gonna be the same.
And then when we went down and it got back up again, because I think Soto hit a home run, I damn sure would have done it. And then we lost the game in overtime, in extra innings by some ridiculous ass grand slam by damn Freddie Freeman. I would have lost all money. I just, to me, fam, I don't like the fact that that I can have it right there in front of me, and more importantly, the money that we're all going to generate for DraftKings, FanDuel, Penn Gaming, whoever else sets up shop here. Where's that money gonna go here locally? You know what I mean? And it's not. You can peep it too. You can. We got the ballot right here.
That's fine.
It's
So
not.
here, check this out.
I just want to know exactly where the money is going. That's
That's
it.
cool.
That's it. Go
So,
ahead.
Yeah, no. So what's your real argument there? Sound to me was the
Self-control.
Thank you. Because it's like you don't like doing this shit. Nobody do. You much rather be able to have control over what you want to do. Everybody likes autonomy of themselves and everything else that they do, but you don't want to have self-control and self-discipline. That's the bottom line of everything, and then that goes over into Black Men Build. We got to really talk about the feelings and thoughts and the process of thinking, and knowing how to hold that trigger from that feeling. The feeling before you start to believe the thought, to think, to then move everything forward, and see, believe, and say, creating your own reality. Your reality is doomed if you feel that it's going to be doomed, unless it's a matter of, I ain't got that right now.
Right.
And that's something that at a whole nother level of thought at home, your peers, you as a person, that's another conversation. But that was just, you don't want to have self-control.
It's not
It's
that.
just with the whole weed thing. You couldn't tell me you would have wanted the same thing. That's just the mere fact that you want to have self-control.
Well, cannabis, I can always get that in St. Louis. I didn't have to go.
Right, and it didn't really matter because in theory, we know it's some illegal sites that allow you to bet.
Yeah, and the cannabis don't hurt me like too much sports gambling will.
I mean, just the same. It's moderation. Anyway,
You're right.
We
You're
gotta
right.
keep on going the same circles and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So what is the focus is? It's just, who do we know that has less self-control and accountability?
A lot of people.
A lot of people. And it don't matter the color of it. There's no color to that. You know what I mean? I honestly feel like it's just the people in the Ozarks who are affected, because it's really, when we talk about St. Louis to Kansas and Illinois, it's really folks that I know that will take that 40-minute drive just across the bridge to do that 42 hours. So it's really not. We all can do it. Yeah. It's the folks in the city that's just pissed off that they can't really do it to this point.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, because there's nothing.
So
As
far as for where the money's going, and I remember riding with my granddaddy over to Illinois just to do the lotto before the lotto was accepted over here, and I remember how they said they was gonna do the schools for the casinos down on the river. Once the Queen got on this side,
put a dope knob on this.
You ain't lying. Preach.
So,
Preach.
This is just the repetitive same, game. As long as we work on our own body politic of what we're focused on, are our issues, let's just aim at that. You know what I'm saying? And if we know that it's just going to focus on our body politic of folks ill, then let's go against it. But I'm going to be frank. I see all my brothers who are involved in this spending way too much time in gas and driving doing this mess. That's my focus. If they have the gusto and want to click a couple of buttons to do it in front, I believe this, and it's been said too many times, because of all of that driving back and forth, y'all are all trying to win y'all money back from driving, the time spent, all of that came into effect. I'll play around and do a little 11 cents something if it was just playing, if I'm just playing. At this point, riding back and forth, I've made this a real thing. I got to make sure, all that stuff is way another. It's a different, state of mind. It's that I talk to, but everything else I understand. Yeah, the politics is the politicking,
right.
And the word and the germ, where it's supposed to be funneled, is BS. I 100% agree with that. I don't have nothing against that. I'm just saying it's like all the other toe tapping and game plan just to say, oh, this is what's holding us back from just the same games we did with weed. Yeah,
I agree. I just to one thing I'll say that I said before. I said this when we talked this conversation a couple weeks ago. Just because you can don't mean you should, because you can have a firearm in this state without any type of regulations, but that shit ain't good. You know what I'm saying? So they need to change that ASAP. Okay, so let's move on to the next topic. I should have put this in here too, but no, we talked about her. We talked about the governor in the last episode. All right, y'all. These two have been going at it. I thought I was with. I'm definitely not for one, but I want y'all opinions. Josh Hawley versus Lucas Kunce. It's for real. Yeah, it's for real. You go first. That face. Look at that.
I will be voting all Democrat, but with a big old B.
Right.
But Josh Hawley has some great commercials.
He does.
I mean, I'm just talking about the one on the radio where you have black women talking about, well, Lucas Kunce can't even says that he supports Kamala Harris.
No.
That was so smart. Yeah. Let me tell you,
that commercial pissed me off.
It can piss you off, but that's that middle ground. That's that Matt Blunt. That's that Blunt. That's that Republican Blunt money. No, what I'm
Blunt
trying
in a commercial for his what type of shit?
But listen, that actually works because every time I've watched politics all my life since I voted at 5 years old for Jimmy Carter. But let me tell you something.
Right on, Jimmy.
When Republicans dip into the brown and black community with something that's confusing, that's just nipping at you getting votes. Yeah. You're either being successful at taking votes or getting people not to vote. And if you're dealing with a 1 to 2 to 3% difference in an election, that works.
Yes,
that's how Matt Blunt got elected to governor in, what was it, years ago, in 2004, I think. But because let me tell you what he did. He sent out, I'll never forget it, he sent out a flyer, Matt Blunt, of the elevator in Claire McCaskill's house.
Oh!
I got that in U City.
Wow.
What do you think we're thinking if you're in North City, North County, and Matt Blunt, and you got an elevator in your house? What are you thinking, right?
I'm telling you.
Matt Blunt wins, right? It's the same thing with Kehoe, the rest of them. So... You know, I'm all for Kunce. I'm going with Kunce. You know, a lot of people, including my my father's good friend, Vervis Jones, has a serious issue with Lucas Kunce not being able to say, I support Kamala Harris.
Why doesn't he? That's what I don't get it.
Why doesn't he?
I have a somewhat answer for that.
But Lucas Kunce, in his commercials, he'll say... the other Blunt, who was a
Roy
Blunt.
He wasn't shit.
You know, no, but he says in his commercials he brings money home. He brought X amount of millions and billions of dollars to Missouri, and then Josh Hawley hasn't brought anything. Like, that's kind of smart on his end, too. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So, I mean, I'm looking at both of them. I know, obviously, how I'm voting, but I will tell you, the Republicans have upped their game when it comes to the brown and black folks in Missouri.
Wow. Okay. I hear you. All right, Terez, what say you?
You know, I'm starting to kind of keep up with the senator's race. I've been seeing a lot of support for Kunce in different neighborhoods where I be at, but I personally, I think I'm gonna stick with I like Josh Hawley so far, where he stand for. My whole thing is about, you know, border security is what I'm looking at. And shit, my thing that I was really looking at, it was like, you know, saying the border security, cost of the health care, and shit, you know, saying trying to compete with inflation and whatnot. So like, those are my things that I was looking at. A lot of these guys be like rubber stamps, like with these senators and stuff. So you know, when you look at their previous voting records, and then you see that, you know, one guy probably voted a lot more with another stance that you probably didn't even agree with, then it kind of makes you think, like, who is you really voting for, like, when you get up there to Capitol Hill or whatever. So That's my thing. And then I saw this commercial with Lucas Kunce, this ad not too long ago, and it just ran. It wasn't even an actual ad, but it was actually him accidentally shooting a reporter
he did
with
that.
the AR-15.
No, it was. He didn't shoot him. The shrapnel from
the
target.
shrapnel from a target shot. So he's shooting the AR-15 like 10 to 12 distance at a
10 to 12 feet.
10 to 12 feet or yards from like a metal or whatever. What was it? It was like it was a ricochet fragments or whatever.
That was his fault.
I mean, but you shouldn't be shooting like a rapid fire like.
Why was you even over there?
Reporting. He was doing his job. I don't think that was his fault.
You shouldn't like all of the gun professionals even say you shouldn't even be shooting a target, a metal shrapnel like 10 to 12 yards or stuff like that. Like that's going to happen. So you shouldn't even be shooting such a high power velocity thing. Like if you was really intelligent or had the knowledge of gun safety, you would know not even to shoot that gun at that object because that's metal on metal and the metal will ricochet.
He shot at a metal target?
Yeah, it was a metal target, man.
Seriously?
Yeah, go watch the video. He shot at a metal target, man.
What would you shoot at?
I watched it on my way over here. That's the level of incompetence that I'm talking about. Like if you don't even know that type of gun safety,
Hey man, play as fuck up.
and you shot a damn Republican. You shot a reporter. I'm good. That's too incompetent with people's lives. Guns kill people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you was that incompetent of weapon safety, how incompetent are you when you get up there reading those bills?
Can I have just one pushback?
Yeah.
So when I'm on Newstead and Natural Bridge and I see somebody with AR-15, actually, do you think they have more or less training than legal?
Shit, I would say they might have the same level of training that man. I don't know.
He was a Marine. He was in the Marine, my guy. He was a colonel in the Marine.
I hear what he's saying and all that, and that's cool.
Yeah.
All what you saying about what he, the financial part and all that, all right, cool. But for me, all that shit go out the window when you say your sister got raped and she still gotta have that fucking baby.
Wow. Yep. That's a big point.
So that shit go out the window. I don't give a fuck what his financial stance is. I don't give a fuck about none of that. He may have great points on all that. But that kill all that.
Yeah.
You know how many women? Come on, man. If your God forbid, your lady get raped, this is your lady. She get raped. She finds out she's pregnant from this rape. Now the man you just voted for, who you put in office, is telling you gotta help raise this kid that
ain't yours.
That she was violated by. You, her husband,
Right.
gotta help raise that kid. You cool with that? You cool with that?
That's such. Look.
It's not a such.
Wait.
That is what it is, though.
It ain't no such.
It is what it is.
Look. You talking to a man who has a daughter, and because of the state, pays child support, and don't even get to see their kid, and they don't give a damn.
I'm going through the same shit.
So okay,
I'm going through the same shit.
So wait.
But that has nothing to do.
No. It has everything to do with that because look, in that instance of a life, that man has to make a decision if he wants to be in that child life, regardless. He gets to make that decision. It's fucked up. She gotta have it. He gotta make that decision if he wants to be in that life.
So what you
in
saying?
That child's life,
So now what you saying is because that happened to that woman, and now you got the opportunity, you got the chance to say if you want to be in this woman's life or not. You gonna further damage this woman by divorcing her and leaving her?
Yeah. What about the woman?
Yeah, come on.
So look.
Huh?
What about
Come on, man. Think about what you're saying, bro.
But this.
And
is
you
what
just
I'm
said
saying.
you got a daughter, so think about your daughter.
This is what I'm saying though. These are such extreme cases of something like this was to happen.
They're not extreme.
This is not extreme.
And what I'm saying,
this shit happens every day, every 2.5 minutes, man.
I want to see the stats.
Somebody getting raped right now while we talking, bro.
Of a married man, of a married couple and his wife getting raped, and then he having to I want to see those statistical data of a married couple and a married man having to make that decision because you ask.
It ain't law right now, so you're not gonna hear that. It's not law, so you're not gonna hear that.
There's cases of everything. There are statistics, studies of everything. So we should be able to find data of married people, of a woman who was raped while she was married, and the father or the husband had to make a decision if they did or didn't hear or have the kid or not. Where's that data?
There is that
How
data.
many husbands rape their wives?
Yeah.
That's a thing.
That is a
You
thing.
know, you have a 70-year-old woman in France right now whose husband allowed multiple men to rape her. And she made the decision, and she's 70, of course, but they had been married for 50 years. And he would drug her and allow all these men. That was her husband who was raping her. Yes.
And he's a monster.
How many studies and how long is it going to take?
These guys
and
are
how many
monsters.
people deserve to be raped?
But
none.
Okay, so
wait a minute. You said the Missouri abortion law. It says it is illegal unless limited expected life and health of the mother. So there are limitations to what we already have on record. So
if you're
I don't know. So wait. All I'm saying is this: I don't know what the law says if like me and my wife, she got pregnant and be like, hey, she got raped and she's finna have a baby. We want an abortion. I don't know if they're really gonna turn her down legally, because legally on the books right now it says it is illegal unless limited expectations. And life and health of the mother.
That means that she has to be almost dying.
Look. I understand. But what I'm saying though.
Brought up that point. My question, something that happens more often than, because when Montega's point is correct, because that does happen. But what about the 16-year-old that's raped? Is she supposed to keep that baby?
It's her decision. I don't know.
No, that's not her
decision. It should be her decision.
It's not her decision.
It's in the state
decision. That's the problem. So you okay with her having to keep that baby? Because if you vote for Hawley, Hawley's for that, like you said.
I think if that's what the man is voting for, then I don't like that. But like I said, my stance is on immigration.
Well,
and it's on
can I
you know what I'm
push back
saying.
on that? So we're in Missouri. Where do you see a huge immigration problem? Where are immigrants causing a lot of problems here in Missouri?
I live in Overland, Missouri, and I've been staying there for.
Immigrants from Illinois coming over.
I live in Overland, Missouri, and I've been over there for 8 years, bro. And it's been an influx every year of more, and that's fine. Look, that's cool, whatever, fine, bro. But when you're looking at all of the demographics of different people coming in across the border illegally and not legally, how they getting all of these green cards and these monies and they got this app and they're getting put up into these hotels and they're actually getting like government subsidies to come over here into our country and stuff. And you seeing it like there is testimonies, you know.
Do you know that Overland happens to be one of the best school districts in the state, and 25% of their student population is Hispanic? Wow. And oh, by the way, the businesses in Overland are Hispanic.
I live there.
And bringing revenue into the municipality, and
the
then let's
restaurants
include
there.
St. Anne, and then let's include all the other ones.
So with that being said, what is the issue with the immigration that you have?
And I live there. And this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying are they causing ruckus. Is it good? How? All right. So what's the? All right. We all stay in the hood. How come? Where's our businesses?
I live in North County.
Wherever parts that we stay in our different sectors. How come? As long as we have been here in America, where are our businesses? How come we still own less than 1% of the wealth here in this country?
What does that
Sir,
have to do?
What I'm saying, what that has to do is the same thing. We have immigrants in here that's already got their foothold in American economy.
You done talked a lot. I got to get Emmett and Big J's opinion because I have not heard yet.
I mean, I'll just say I'm gonna vote for Kunce. I'm not thrilled with him. I think I don't like his like tough guy act. Like he acts too tough.
He
like,
does, don't he?
Yeah.
Does.
And
Army
it kind of
man.
annoys me, but
Sergeant
like
Slaughter
still,
Adams.
I can't stand Hawley, and Hawley's
Oh, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, Hawley's a piece of
clearly.
shit.
He is.
Shit.
guess I disagree. I don't think like immigration is a huge problem. So that's not something I gonna relate to you on. But I'll vote for Kunce because I think he's just gonna do better. Like Hawley's too much of a Trump MAGA guy, and he pretends like he's fighting for the working class, but he voted for he won't endorse like right to work, which undermine unions. So he's not really pro worker. He's
not for unions.
Yeah, he's totally anti-worker. So
it's a lot more with that. Big J, what say you?
Yeah,
I can't wait to hear
so
this.
I vote towards issue and body politics. That's what we discuss over at Black Men Build. We don't necessarily viewpoint between Democrat or Republican, but I can tell you my shit's gonna be blue all the way down.
There you go.
But yeah, I ain't about to get into the.
Okay.
Yeah.
You just say okay. That's it. You just want.
Because I mean, right on to you, bro, and I appreciate you having your your stances and stuff. But I mean, Josh Hawley, cause there's no way in hell. There's just no way, dog. I couldn't even stand the standpoint just for like. I understand this is a debate show, but Jesus.
Right. Yeah. It's not a debate show. It's not. This is not first take.
It's a conversation.
This is not first. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Okay. Bet. I agree with you. Okay. Anything else to add?
No.
All right, Big J. Yeah.
No.
I feel you on that.
No.
Okay, look here. This is I hear you, Montega. All right, this is my thing with it, Terez. I met the man. I met him back in January. The reason why I met him in January is my union sent me literally to D.C. to meet different politicians to see who we going back. Because in my union, we have a committee that's called the legislative committee and basically CAP committee. And what we do is in that committee, we use those funds to funnel towards politicians that will support us. I met with Hawley. I met with Schmidt. Schmidt wasn't there. He blew us off. What was it? I met with his people. He was a 25-year-old kid, fresh out of high school. That dude was a dumbass. What is it? Met with Hawley's people. Hawley's people were great. And then we met with Hawley the next day. Hawley actually made time. I'm keeping a buck. Hawley made time to talk with us even though we'd even scheduled with him. Corey Bush knew we were coming, blew us off. Corey blew us off. I was sad about that. And I guess Senator Graves, he's on the Kansas City side of the state. Yeah, we met with his people, not with him. I got to say this with Hawley. Hawley's very personable. He knows how to talk to you and make you his friend. That's why he is a politician. He is very good at that. But one thing that I'll say to your point earlier about immigration, about the border, brother, because I looked up his record and I hit him with it right there in the room with him. He's voted against the fiscal budget for 2022, 2023, year after year, and on those budgets were money to secure the border. He voted against that, and I asked him literally, Mr. Hawley, why did you vote against these? Because there were things on there that he voted against that would help FFA workers. I don't know about y'all, but I want every plane that I fly on to be extremely safe, and this was going to help. This was going to help the workers on the ground. This was going to help pilots. It was going to help servicemen that service those airlines service those planes for the airlines that we fly on. He voted against it, and I asked him. His only reason was it didn't have what I wanted in the bill. Mr. Hawley, how does that help us if you're constantly voting against things that are for our best interest, but it doesn't have what you want in it? Mm-hmm. So it's just I can't go for a man who won't vote for things that help us. And another thing that people seem to forget, January 6th, when the insurrection happened, my man threw up a power fist to these people as they stormed the goddamn Capitol, bro. Like, if you're for that, then I don't know what to say, but it's just, Hawley is not it for us. I'm disappointed in Kunce. I'm not gonna front. We're keeping it a buck here. I don't like how he hasn't come out for Harris Waltz. I don't like how he's playing it down the middle. This man seems like he is what he's trying to do. He wants to be a Democrat, y'all, but he still wants to have a Republican, Republican base, but stay open to Republican voters. I don't get that. See, and this is the difference. This is the problem I have with the parties, with the Democratic Party. Republicans down the line, no matter how much dump is fucking up their party, taking their money and pushing bad ideology, they are with this man regardless of what. You have the Democrats who have a clear-cut idea and solutions to problems that we currently have, but you have someone that's running for a high office in this country that won't support it and won't come out for it, but because he wants to remain neutral and put Roy Blunt in his fucking commercials. I don't know. I don't like it. I'm voting for dude, but I'm not a fan, and I wish someone would ask him that publicly, why he has not come out for Harris Waltz. And I'll be honest with you, I'll give this man his first term in there. If he does not do what he says, which is bring back money for the state of Missouri and do things that help us, I will be the first person to say I was wrong. Kunce needs to get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to say that's where I'm at with that. All right, we got some time. Emmett, can you give us a quick shit? I don't know. That's the wrong word to say. Emmett, can you give us a breakdown on Israeli war and how that relates to the presidential election?
Yeah. So. U.S. and Israel have been allies for a long-ass time. I mean, forever. Well, since Israel was formed in 1948.
Right.
Wesley Bell, when he ran against Corey, said he announced he's running because he wants to stand with our allies.
He ain't shit.
And
Ditto.
Yeah. The thing is I think we also have to call out our allies when they are across the line.
Yes.
And
exactly.
Israel has taken a very strong shift to the right. They have become very, very right wing.
Yeah. And
what they're doing in Gaza right now is catastrophic.
Yeah.
And now it's expanding to Lebanon too. But so Gaza's small. It's like twice the size of St. Louis City. And there's 2.3 million people who live there in that small area.
Right.
And they dropped 80,000 tons of bombs in that little area. All the housing, schools, churches, hospitals, mosques, everything, like all pretty much are destroyed. Everybody's displaced. And the U.S. keeps funding them. They keep sending them weapons. They keep sending them aid.
Right.
And, I think it's time to say, both Trump and Kamala have sided with Israel to an extent. Kamala's been a little more critical. Mm-hmm. And I like that she's more critical. I wish she would be more than she is. But, like, I think it's time to say to our allies, like, all right, you guys are kind of going a little too far here. Like, this is not right.
Pretty much.
And, like, no matter how you side with Israel, prior to this current war, like, this is fucked up. I mean, this is catastrophic.
Right.
What they have done. And it's time for us to say to our ally, like, all right, this is enough. We can't keep doing this shit.
Right.
Like, you can't just fucking displace 2.3 million people and just fucking destroy everything. In that.
Where are they at? Where are the Palestinians at now? Where are the Palestinians?
I mean, they're all in fucking refugee camps, and they're getting bombed and pushed out and
this is bullshit.
Starved.
That video where they hit that hospital and people were burning alive.
Yeah.
Bro,
That shit was
That's
crazy.
the shit.
Oh, God.
Like, how do you see that and be like, all right, we're gonna send them more weapons? Like, no.
Right. I'm seeing videos of men holding their like dead children, y'all.
Yeah.
And the way
They
they
hit that hospital and it was live. They sat there and watched them people burn. Like, you can see them people still moving while they burning.
Yeah.
Like, that
Good
shit was
God.
wicked, bro.
Yeah, I'm
That shit
not.
was wicked.
I'm not for that. What else you got, E?
Yeah, I mean, like, I just think we're gonna have to figure out a solution to this problem at some point. Like, whether it's a two-state solution or a one-state solution, somehow or another, we're gonna have to give Palestinians like some autonomy, where it's not just like Israel can do whatever the fuck they want to them.
Right.
And that's what's happening right now.
Right.
And at some point we're gonna have to fucking stand up for them. And last thing, I guess, is just that. Speaking of that video of the people burning, like the most disgusting thing I've ever seen was humans crushed by fucking bulldozers, just like
Dear
from this
God,
war,
man.
like people just run over with zip ties around their hands, so that they were like tied up, and I don't give a shit. Maybe that guy was a member of Hamas, maybe he wasn't. I don't have no fucking clue. But you don't do that to somebody. Like, that's fucked up. That's gross. Like, so yeah.
That's thank you for that. That is very disturbing. But here's the thing, like it's effed up, but that's the shit we got to talk about, and that leads right into the main event, which is the presidential election. It's I've never seen. Tell me if y'all seen this before, y'all. Have y'all ever seen a presidential candidate meet with a foreign leader while running for said
Nope.
seat? He meets with Netanyahu.
Yep.
And Dump sits down, and I don't call him by his name. That's what I call him. Dump sits down with Netanyahu, and then Netanyahu badmouths Miss Harris after their meeting. Yeah. It's kind of a clear cut thing, but we're just gonna go down the thing. Rebel will start with you. Miss Maria will end with you. Damn, Emmett, you just threw me off with that bulldozer. I mean, God damn, man,
it's fucking
that shit.
disturbing.
It is. It's disturbing as fuck. And the thing about it is, I don't want to be desensitized to this shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, we should not be desensitized to this. Like, oh, well, people, it's another a Middle East war, and it's been going on for 1,000 years, and oh well, nah, man. Like, it's you got one fucking bully, and you got another group that's just dealing with the shit. You know what I'm saying? So. It's very disturbing. All right, IG about to cut me off. Montega, give me. You are up.
Yes,
who do you have in this presidential election?
Kamala.
Kamala.
Camel, Joe Camel, Miss Harris.
Just vote right.
But yeah, but nah, yeah, I'm going for her, man. If you just pull up a list of, just Google. You can Google. You can Google a list of the stupid shit Trump done said this year.
I have it. I have it.
I mean,
I have it.
Just pull that up.
Right.
And just the stuff that he said. I mean, this man wants to basically throw away the Constitution. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, cops have
literally
there's no what's the word I'm looking for? There's no
consequence
or accountability for the police. Like, yeah, like, come on, man. Yeah. Just that alone, like, nah. So my vote is for her.
Okay, I 100% agree. John Michael, what say you?
Well, I wanted to pull up some stuff from Black Men Build. However, I will not right now. We look at things in a different skew.
Say that. Real quick. You mentioned Black Men Build a couple times. What is that? Because I love that organization.
Black Men Build is
give us a quick thing of it.
Build organization that's national. We have a few hubs, about 10 hubs, and within each city we are working with our, men and women and children, and to build a better body politic, and also focus on the betterment and the future of Black men, and where we are going in this new future of things. And that's just at a high level. Now, I would really like Siraj or AD or the cities.
We can do that.
To come up here and speak.
Holler at your boy so they can come on. Yeah, because we need to get.
We'll get Taylor from HPG up here too.
Right on. Shout out to my boy too.
Ronnie from
our boy.
All of our facility centers, but nevertheless, we would like to center again most of our decisions and check marks in the ballot books. Focus towards issues. We do not see as far as for myself specifically, I don't see Dump as a particular person that is working towards things that we are in our group and organization and those around me see as beneficial. Now I understand there's a few other ones that's around me now. Our kinfolk ain't our skinfolk ain't kinfolk. Got some issues that a couple of bucks will sway they vote from a few years ago. Right. So if that's what they choose to feel, that's cool. But I try to really convey the ideal of what our group or our body politic should focus in an issue. So even within that, my vote will be for Miss Harris. It's just as well, and looking forward to us doing more. And hopefully, and here's just the same thing. I would like to even uphold that same idea as far as saying that if I make this decision, saying it aloud, that was not the right decision. I'll be upfront and first to say, hey, what, that decision may not have been the best benefit for our group or body politic, but hopefully we can make and have other selections in the future or a different group, not necessarily negated between Democrats and Republicans. And that's a whole nother conversation another day from Black Men Build.
Right. Okay, bet. I hear that. And we got 26 minutes, y'all, so let's make these answers a little shorter. E, I think we know who you with. Yeah,
I mean, I'm with Kamala for sure. I'm not a Trump fan, and like you said, Trump's meeting with Netanyahu, so I don't support the Harris or the Biden-Harris policy on Israel, but
Me neither.
but Trump's gonna be worse because Netanyahu wants Trump to win.
Yes, he does. So does
And
Putin.
there's and so does Putin. So
Yeah.
like these are some fucking bad people who want Trump to win, and we should not empower them even more. And like you said, like Trump just doesn't give a shit about the Constitution. He doesn't care about any sort of democracy. He wants to be the strong leader. He's going to do whatever it takes for that. And we should not put someone like that. Like we need a system that has some accountability where it's just not a fucking strong man.
It'd be great if he was a strong, good leader, but my
Yeah,
man
he's
wants
not.
to be a dictator.
Well, yeah, and he's
Right.
not. His policies aren't even good. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He just wants power for the sake of it, to get off probably his fucking criminal charges and his,
Right.
I
I got somebody on IG that chimed in. This is Augustus Thomas. It's a shame that they know this is a woman and everybody wants to choose her down. They are wrong. They are wrong woman of or men can get up there. They are wrong. I don't know. I guess this person is not for Miss Harris. I can barely understand what they said. All right, Mr. Terez, what say you?
I am for Mr. Donald J. Trump. I am. Yeah. She to me, man, it's a lot of things that I can go down the list, but basically Donald Trump had a very strong energy independence policy where we had lowered down the price of living and gases and stuff. Inflation is really killing us up under this administration. You see that the price of gas and the cost of living, everything is going up by about 40%, 25%. And then on day one, Joe Biden cut off the Keystone Pipeline on his day one of administration in his first 100 days. And then didn't start reproducing oil until about July or 2021 or 2022. That's when he cut the fuels back on and the spigots back on to start drilling again. And then he also surged the strategic oil reserve and stuff around 2 years ago around the election. So both of them pander both sides, but I just don't like how the Democrats really play in our faces. And it's been and this is just no shade because I understand that's the party that you vote for, but the way that the Democratic Party that I see, left or right, is still the same body. But all they do is they just pander and they just say that you need us, and they just nothing more than big government. Me, I'm free enterprise, and you know what I'm saying? Free enterprise means that more revenue is in my pocket, less tax revenue goes to the government to create these artificial jobs. Because governments don't create jobs. All they do is make bills and stuff like that. The true creators of jobs, is entrepreneurs, like people like ourselves around at this round table. We create jobs, you know what I'm saying? And then we jump through these hurdles and regulations of government. They don't come up with these ideas and be like, hey, you should build an iPhone. No. You know what I'm saying? So it's us. And so what I'm saying is I'm voting for Donald Trump because we had no new wars under his administration. I think it's okay that he is meeting with foreign leaders now.
We had service members out there.
We had no new wars and under his administration. There was no new wars. Under his administration, and then
you still had servicemen like abroad though.
There was no active combat under his administration. There was no war. There was no coverage of Gaza. There was no coverage of Ukraine. There was none of everything that we're going through right now.
Obama kind of took care of it all.
That didn't happen under Donald Trump's administration, and now we under this current administration, and everything is more expensive. Everything is effed up and jacked up. You know what I'm saying? And then they're pandering to us, and then this is my final point. The same party that's talking about abortion rights and gender rights and all of this stuff like that has these same celebrities that's out there, these same promiscuous celebrities endorsing these people, stuff like that. So now we really got to look at it and be like, what are you really saying to us? You can have these these promiscuous people and these artists, and I'm in the industry too, so I can speak on that as well. You have these promiscuous artists and stuff like that
Such as who?
You got Megan Thee Stallion up there, twerking for Kamala Harris on the campaign to say, get on up here, and she wants women's right, but you promoting promiscuity and you're not even promoting the union. So there is a disconnect in between the message, and I don't like the correlation of what they're talking about. So I'm voting for Donald J. Trump. Family unity, make America great.
Lil Jon was up there. He wasn't twerking, but
Let me see you get low. Come on, man.
Yeah,
he
that's
brought in
his
the
song.
ratchet culture.
How many times you jammed to that?
That's why I said, well, I can
How
say,
many
brother.
times have you jammed to that though?
You missed. You see, this
I'm
is
not
what.
missing
No.
nothing. How many times
Yes, you are missing
I'm
because
not.
I did.
No, I'm
This
not.
is what I said.
No, I'm not.
I said I can speak on that because I am a part of the culture, brother.
I am too.
I just did an interview with Big Homie Spitter. I just left the club myself. I understand. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
That's
All right,
what I'm
cool.
saying.
Miss Maria.
Well, first of all, when the Federal Reserve reduced the interest rates, that has a direct input on inflation. Number one. Number two, if Donald Trump could speak in English like a full sentence, that would be helpful.
It would be.
I mean, if anyone saw him on Joe Rogan, you would understand the 3-year-old that we're dealing with in the most powerful office in the entire world.
Right. He was on a debate, said he didn't even have a plan. He literally said that.
He has a concept of a plan.
Give me a time. I don't have a plan. I'm not in office.
Kamala Harris can't.
She has a plan.
Every single conservative economist agrees with Kamala Harris on her economic plan.
Trump people agree with Harris.
It's true.
That's what I was just saying. Every single let's not even get to the generals who understand like the art of diplomacy. Who by the way, you're talking about, what's the general who was on, I think it was on the BBC
Mark Kelly?
last week, said that he's calling us out of
Mark
our
Kelly.
names.
Yep.
Mark Kelly, it was.
Yep.
In the Oval Office.
What type of shit is that?
And let me I wanted to say this earlier, but as a daughter of a brown woman who owned a business in St. Louis for 30 years, I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon. Because let me tell you who's buying up these homes right now in this economy are brown folks.
Black women say that.
Black folks, black women, and brown folks. But brown folks are the number one group of people buying homes in this economy. Let me get to the next point. Kamala Harris, and I actually agree with you on some of the stuff, but I'm willing to wait until after the election because I don't want it to harm, because I'm part of the religious left. I'm part of the religious left. So there's some stuff I agree with you on.
Nice.
But here's what I'm going to say. As a woman of color, being in rooms where you only have men, Kamala feels as comfortable as I do with all of you right now.
That's a fact.
Because I've already had to deal with all your bullshit. And maybe not the gentleman, not you in this room. But I've dealt with it. So, I also can't say what one of my favorite staffers used to say. But there's a lot that it will take for me to ever weaken to a man. And that's Kamala Harris. When you have so many idiots who are out there who are lying to the public, literally lying to the public about what, and why does she have all these standards? Why is it a woman of color has to prove what her economic plan is?
No standard
Why
for him.
is it a woman of color who has to prove that she's better at women's health than a man who can't even speak in a full sentence?
Preach.
Why is it a black woman who is like, oh, are you religious enough? And she's been part of her congregation forever? Why is she being questioned? Sorry on this one, Emmett. Why is she being questioned on her relationship with the Jewish community and her husband is Jewish? Why are people talking about the conflict between, Ukraine and then Russia? I mean, are you kidding? It is pro-Israel. It is pro-Jewish to be pro-Ukraine. In St. Louis, a lot of the people who I live around, they came from Ukraine when it wasn't Ukraine. There are a lot of people who fled to my neighborhood years ago, generations ago, because they did not want to be in an undemocratic area right? So I'm sensitive to that because that's where I come from. But when you have a president, a former president, who is anti-Ukraine, you have to question, is he really pro-Israel? How can you be anti-Ukraine and then like pro-Israel? That's a conflict.
I just don't think he's like against the people of Ukraine. I think he's talking about how corrupt that system is over there in Ukraine. How can it be a breadbasket? You know what I'm saying? For a big money laundering scheme. You know what I'm saying? Ukraine has a history of being a very corrupt country. Like, I know that's the pot calling the kettle black.
So does Russia. I mean, come on.
So I think that's the conflict. I mean, all of these guys is corrupt. I mean, come on, guys.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
I'm saying all of these countries or whatever. You know what I'm saying? We could talk about Netanyahu. I'm sure he has skeletons.
And by the way, gas is down, okay?
Right now,
I got the receipt.
right around elections.
No, it's
right
not.
around
It's
election time.
It's been
Always
down
right
for
around
the
election.
last 9 or 10 weeks, actually.
That's still closer to the fourth quarter of election season. They do the same playbook, and this is all I'm saying. And even young people see it. And you guys can go Google this guy, Doc Rich. He does tremendous coverage on both Trump and Kamala Harris. And
Say the woman name right.
Excuse me, Kamala Harris. You know what I'm saying? But you can even see that a lot of people are waking up to the fact of the Democratic BS that they spew to us. We don't see it. The veil is lifted. You know what I mean? You see, it's a viral video shoot of the guy in the hoods. He's like, who you voting for, Kamala or Trump? Man, Trump. Kamala ain't for us. Man, everything was better. You can go and just
because
outside.
everybody want money, bro.
They're not talking about.
Right, they're getting paid to do that.
She's not for us because what? She was once a prosecutor and put all these niggas in jail who did shit wrong?
We look, no.
There it is.
What the fuck? You niggas got caught.
We're looking at the economy today. The economy today.
Period. At the end of the day, these
we don't say the N-word on
okay,
High Class.
these dudes got caught, right? They got caught. She just happened to be the prosecutor to put their ass in the joint,
the way
man.
Rebel thought.
Yeah,
That's
but
it.
I'm with you, but
But that don't mean that she's not for black
is
people.
not
Right.
every prosecutor is wanting to put people in jail. Some
That's
of
not
them
what I'm
let
saying, but-
I know
but
it's
the
not.
thing- but the
Some of
thing-
them let murderers out. Wesley Bell.
But a
Some
lot,
of
but a
them
lot
let
of them are
murderers
saying,
out.
but the thing is with black men is, oh man, I'm not voting for her. She can't be for us because how many black men she done arrested? She was doing her job, bro.
Yeah,
Right.
at the time.
If
yeah.
you jokers wasn't outside throwing rocks at the penitentiary, she wouldn't have caught your ass and put you in the
Preach.
joint.
Man, preach that shit.
She was just doing her job.
Preach that shit.
But
Big
that
J.
does not, even with the things that she's doing now, with trying to help the black families get their first homes.
Yes.
The things that she's doing with the black men, trying to put money in their pocket and teach them how to be entrepreneurs and leaders. That does not mean because of her prior position that she's against black people or she got a thing against black men.
Preach.
That
My
ain't got
thing
nothing
is
to do
the
with it.
economy
Hold on.
today.
Big
Yeah,
J.
so my question for him was this. You know, most times when I hear these, you know, disputes as far as black men and this whole idea of, you know, Donald J or whatnot, you cool with assimilism, aren't you?
No, I mean I'm not.
Evident because it's the only time when you start to hear us start to praise the you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? It's just the same thing, and it's not so much of you just trying to do it instinctively. Like hell, this is conditioning. Just to praise your abuser, your oppressor.
Yes,
saying?
yes.
Stockholm syndrome.
There it is.
Oh, yes.
There it
Stockholm
is.
syndrome.
Good, there it
But
is. That's it.
But I get it because of the whole, what they throw out here, the shit, see the shit stick on the wall like prosecutor shit. I totally took it for a moment too, but at the same time, I ain't get caught.
Mm-hmm. Talk about it, and you was heavy on. Okay, look, I want to say this because Marshall, right? This is what you're for. You're for Project 2025.
He denounced
Okay,
it.
I know he. Guess what? He can. First off, J.D. Vance can say he denounced it, or one of his people can say he denounced it. But when he's for it and he's on Fox News and says, "I will get rid of the Department of Education," hey, random white dude sitting next to me, you want to run it? You want to retire? Who the fuck is that dude?
He wants to return it back to the States.
You talked enough. It's my turn. What is it? I don't understand how you can just randomly give a position of that much power and influence in this country, which is basically teaching our future to some random fucking white man sitting next to him. I don't get it. But here's the thing. Project 2025 shifts the tax burden from the wealthy onto the middle class. Under the plan, the typical family of 4 in Missouri, where we live, I don't know why you're shaking your head, this is facts, would see a tax increase of $2,615 per year, while 45,000 households in America reporting more than $10 million in income would each see an average annual tax cut of $1.5 million. So people who make millions of dollars will get a $1.5 million tax cut, while our money will go up in a tax increase of $2,600. Under healthcare, with Project 2025 proposes imposing limits or lifetime caps on Medicaid benefits in Missouri. 233,700 Medicaid enrollees would be at risk of losing coverage because they are low income and lack of access to alternative affordable coverage. What if under Medicaid, right, you're 70, 65 years old, you have to get a surgery? Sometimes you do, and those surgeries are fucking expensive. What if you run through all your coverage just off that surgery? How are you supposed to make it for the rest of the year? I mean, that doesn't work. Let's go to child care. Project 2025 eliminates Head Start. My daughter went to Head Start. It was great. They taught my daughter how to brush her teeth, which I already did at home, but it was great for the other kids that didn't have it, which provides access to no-cost child care among other services for 14,176 low-income children in Missouri. Eliminating Head Start would wipe out a critical supply of child care in rural areas and other underserved communities in the state. Student loans. Project 2025 replaces income-driven repayment (IDR) plans with a one-size-fits-all program that would increase payments for all borrowers, enrolled in existing IDR plans, including the Biden-Harris administration's Savings and Valuable Education. I guess you're not for Joe Biden trying to eliminate student debt, because he's literally tried to do it twice, and Republicans have blocked him both times.
It's illegal for a president to eliminate debt. That's illegal.
How's that illegal?
A president cannot control prices or anything. I used to want to be a president. A president cannot control prices. If that was the case, then he can already say that all smart vehicles are $35,000. He can't do that. That's not in the presidential power.
Okay, great. If that's the case, if he can't control prices, then why the fuck are you blaming him for inflation? I don't understand.
The president's policies,
I don't understand.
The presidential policies is what can control the economy.
Exactly.
So the policies that first off, that came from the Heritage Foundation, which is a think tank, which are many think tanks out there.
But they're his people. But if
you go onto Donald J. Trump's website, you're not gonna find anything that says Project 2025 on there. And he's repeatedly denounced that he has nothing to do with that. But that's not enough for people like you all, and I understand that. My next point. My next point is that.
What do you mean, you people?
Right, what you talking about? All right, another thing.
Fear mongers.
Public no, not fear mongers.
Fear peddlers.
No, listen, here's the thing. This is the truth, and you all don't look at the truth. Like this man will say, I hate niggas, and y'all, I'm sorry, I'm not even supposed to say that word on my show. Y'all, I hate N-words, and y'all will be like, well, he didn't mean black folks. He meant, but okay, here's the other thing.
He meant ignorant people.
Right.
He just meant ignorant people.
Public education. Project 2025 eliminates the U.S. Department of Education, which he just said on Fox News, including Title I, which provides families to ensure schools serving low-income students have additional resources to deliver a high-quality education beyond that which can be supported by local property tax. Ending Title I would lead to the loss of 3,435 teaching positions, which serve 43,967 students in the state of Missouri. I just don't. I can't get with it, bro. And Marshall, I wanted you on the show because I don't like your opinion, but I have to have another opinion. We can't just be a fucking
right.
What was it called? Echo chamber.
Yeah.
It can't just be an echo chamber, the same shit over and over again. So I like your opinion, but literally I wanted to have you on here, hopefully, so I can so I can change your mind. Project 2025 broadly proposes to insert far more political appointees who are ideologically ideologically thank you, y'all, aligned with the president into the executive branch, replacing many of the nonpartisan career civil servants who serve in it now. Meaning, he's going to get rid of people who have been doing their job and know how to do it with folks who have no idea. He wants to get rid of the FBI and have a czar run it. He wanted to get rid of, brother, here's another thing, fam. He wanted to outsource the United States Postal Office when he was in office last time. And his boy DeJoy, he threw him in there. Luckily, this shit didn't happen. If they would have outsourced the United States Post Office, I'm just... do you think the price of a stamp would still be 37 cents? Like it would be like trying to mail stuff through UPS or FedEx, if not more. There are so many things that this man is. You're hearing it over and over again because it's the truth, Marshall. We have to keep this convicted felon away from the White House in any way, shape, or form. It used to be when I was a kid in the 90s, right? Well, there was this one dude, right? He was a billionaire. He ran for political office. The dude actually had some really good points. I think you know who I'm about to.
Ross Perot.
That's it. My man ran for political office and had great points. You know why he lost? Because everybody thought was he's a billionaire. He's going to try to run the country like a fucking company, and they did not want him. And Ross actually has some good fucking points, but he could not get backing from the Democrats. He could not get backing from the Republicans. That man literally lost his campaign because he was so much of a businessman. But nowadays, you can be a felon, you can have scandals, or I'm sorry, for a white man named Dump, you can be a felon, you can have scandals, you can do this, you can do that, and it's never political suicide. Why is that? Every time you had our last governor before Parsons was Eric Gretchens. This dude lost his governor spot because he had a scandal with who was it, Miss Nadal?
Some woman.
Some woman in his and just lost his seat because of that. But this is the only person who can have constant scandals and get more and more money and attention from it, and it does not hurt him. And not to mention, he tried to overthrow the goddamn government. I mean, come on, man.
It's not the American way at all.
At all.
Kamala Harris didn't even have a primary. You guys didn't even get a chance to vote for her. Y'all talking about the Democratic way.
We didn't need
that's
one.
the layman's part.
No. We didn't need
Y'all
one.
did needed one because they suspended
she
the
had
primary
a primary
election
4 years ago when she became the vice president.
That does not disqualify the fact that every 4 years during the election season you need to have another primary election to see if that just to see and weed out everything else. She didn't even have a primary. You guys didn't even have a choice. They didn't even give us a choice.
Did Trump have a primary 4 years ago?
Yes, he did. He had to run through everything. Yes, he did. He had to go through everybody.
He did because there was a gang of Republican people.
He had to go through. He didn't show up to the debates.
He didn't.
He didn't need to. He was the incumbent president.
He doesn't need to right now because he would not have an
Trump didn't show up to the debate
because he would not have an October debate with Kamala Harris. Because he doesn't need to. So the American people don't need to know what his issues are and what his policies are. How un-American is it for someone who is running for office who cannot even debate before the American people? That is not how democracy works.
You talk about democracy, but again, you're talking about the fact that he did, in fact, go through another series of primaries, even though he was already the number one seat. He did go through a series of primaries. He did not have to debate those losers because they were small fish. And then when he got to the big stage, once again, he debated the incumbent president. Y'all saw how disastrous it was, and they said they announced the coup right in front of y'all eyes and then installed.
I was happy with the coup.
I'm sure y'all are happy with because it's cool for y'all, but not for them. And that's the problem that's in America right now. And when I'm saying y'all, I'm not talking about literally y'all across this table. I'm just talking about y'all as far as like an iteration or ideology as far as people who can't find the common ground anymore. I'm just talking about us, period.
Marshall, I want to push back to the reason why there was no primary that you speak of for Kamala Harris. We were past that point. There was already a primary earlier in the year. Biden got put on it. He got voted for down the Democratic Party. Also, who's his running mate? Miss Harris.
Y'all never had a primary.
Miss Harris took it over, and the reason why there wasn't one is because the party got the candidates got swapped in July. There was no time. There was no primary.
Because they suspended the primary. Suspended the primary.
Why
did the Republicans have primary?
You're making up stuff. The primary never got suspended.
It did get suspended.
Okay, so
who else ran in the primary? Who else ran in the primary?
No, Marshall, let me just tell you something. Let's go back to 4 years ago when the majority of Americans voted for Biden and Harris. There is something in the Constitution or some kind of legal document that says, in the case where something happens to Biden, who becomes the president? Well, that would be Kamala Harris. That's the primary. 4 years ago. All right, that's the primary. If the American people had enough confidence in Kamala Harris 4 years ago, if in case anything ever happened to Biden, then she would be our standing president.
There it is.
4 years, 4.5 years later, Kamala, who already had a primary 4.5 years ago, is our candidate.
Also, too, don't forget the Democratic National Convention. You have to have a certain number of delegates to even be, able to run for that party. She got the delegates. She got more than enough in Chicago at the DNC, which I sure as hell wanted to go to.
She was already swept in by then.
Yep, we needed it too. What is it? The closing thoughts, Rebel.
Closing thoughts. This is gonna be my. I don't have too much to say about. Now I said what I had to say about this, but we kicked Cincinnati's ass 37-17.
Y'all did?
Damn.
Y'all won
37-17?
Yeah.
What about Ravens? Did the Ravens
Y'all
win?
won 30-27.
Okay. Did Ravens win?
Nah, they're still going.
Okay, damn. All right. Anyway, those are your closing thoughts.
Yeah,
football sports?
my closing thoughts though, for real, man. Just follow your heart. Use common sense. Pay attention to what's being put in front of you. Because it's blatant racism. It's blatant. I don't give a fuck about none of y'all. It's blatant. I'm gonna do what I want to do.
That's dumb.
So you do what you do with that.
Preach. John Michael, Big J.
See, and if Tank Dell just gave me my 15 yards, I tell you, I would have been buying all of y'all drinks today. So
We are not going to end the show on football scores.
I just want you
Okay,
to know.
like, damn.
But not just football scores, my bets.
Right.
I lost my bet by 2 yards on one somebody, and now my parlay done fell apart. Now I got to travel across to Illinois and spend my gas and my
Get in the
time
back.
to put in a whole nother play. Y'all make sure that money funnels somewhere right. I don't just make sure it's. God bless y'all.
Flustered right now. He don't even know what to say. He flustered.
He thinking about that parlay. That's what he's thinking about.
2 yards.
2 yards, man.
2
How much
yards.
you put down?
It was an $8 play, but here, check this out.
How many legs? How many legs?
It was an 8.
8 leg.
And everything touched but that.
Okay,
That's right.
but hold on. This is my question. Because I gamble. How many? It was an 8-leg parlay.
And I knew better. I don't do
It was an
anything over a
8-leg. Just
3.
answer the question. It was an 8-leg parlay,
Yes.
and you bet $8. How much?
At-
You bet? No, how much did you bet?
It would have been. It was $8. No,
You bet $8.
It was $8. It was gonna pay
was the
out.
payout?
Bucko. It was like $1,200.
$1,200 on an $8 bet with 8
$1,200.
legs.
But hey, I've hit
Wow.
$2,200 off of $5 before.
Wow.
So I'm still chasing like a dope.
Yeah.
Scratch
and that is the problem. All right, Mr. McKenna.
Yeah, so
That was
just last thing. I mean,
boy.
I know Trump says he doesn't support Project 2025. All those people who endorsed it, who wrote it, are people in his cabinet. So like
Preach.
he can say he doesn't support it, but those are the people who he's gonna put in his cabinet.
Right.
So like I just don't trust him. He's a liar, and we should not take his word on that.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, you nailed it.
I just want to say thank you for having me once again.
Oh, you're more than welcome, brother.
Each and every Tuesday, I host a podcast called Cartoons and Cuts from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. where we have latest and greatest conversations with local and national artists. So I'm inviting all of you all at any time to come on down if you got that time to come. And
I want a
talk it up.
personal invite. Send me a text like I did you.
Yes, sir.
For
Yes,
real.
sir. So, but this is an open invite to everybody here because I really enjoyed the conversation. So, I just love conversations like this. So I really like that. And I'll just end on. We had 4 years of Trump, so 4 more years. It wasn't
Donald
that
Trump
bad.
the fourth. Donald Trump the fourth, y'all. Give it up for him. Donald Trump the fourth.
Miss Chappelle-Nadal.
You can find me on X at Maria for Missouri.
You can say Twitter.
Twitter. I am continuously and persistently addressing sex predators and child
Get it.
pedophiles.
Get it.
And on January 27th, Wesley Bell will be in court for his sex discrimination case, in which several details will come out. And as I say, there are a lot of commonalities between Sean Puffy Combs and Wesley Bell. So be in court
Believe that.
in St. Louis County on January 27th to watch the proceedings.
She nailed it, y'all. She about to do her thing and get his ass. And he's dirty as shit. So pay attention, y'all. January 26th. Okay, I would just like to say thank you again, y'all, for making it. To Miss Chappelle-Nadal, to Terez Marshall, to Emmett McKenna, to Big J, to Montega Rebel. Yes, thank you, y'all. This was a great episode. Y'all can catch me, OThaGreat, OThaGreat, on Facebook, Twitter, High Off the Glass. Yeah, I don't call Facebook, but I hate it. What is it? High Off the Glass on IG. The is spelled THA. Say what?
That's why they got you shadow banned. Face what?
Yeah.
Banned.
You can still find my shit on there. You can still find my shit on there.
All them letters out to find him.
Right.
Then scroll to the next page.
OTHA great on Facebook. He right. But what is it? Yeah. So check me out on there. And again, y'all, like Rebel said, be aware of what's coming up here in the next few weeks. Keep your eyes open, and I'll say to y'all, do your research, y'all. It's not hard. It's an easy Google fucking scroll, easy Google search. Is this person? If you think the person is shady, they probably are, and look into it. And if you think the person's good, they may be. Look into it. It ain't that hard. But this election is so important. I'm not talking about my Boston Celtics who just won the championship and is dismantling the league already, or my New York Yankees that are in the World Series. That's how important this election is. Because Lord knows I want to talk basketball and sports, and cannabis. But that will happen next Sunday. Yo, I just want to say thank you, y'all. For coming down. This was dope. I truly enjoyed myself. Big J, I am about to do the same thing. I'm about to take my ass to DK, DraftKings, and watch me some games, and probably bet on some stuff. And again, I like it a little bit out of arm's reach. I do. I'm not going. Who lost?
Do the same thing.
Why you have to hit me with that? Damn, are you serious? They lost to the Browns? They don't have a quarterback.
24-29.
They were trying to catch it. Damn it, I didn't want to end the show like that. Thank you, Rebel. God damn it. All right, y'all. Damn, I got a survivor pool going. I got a bet back in my own survivor pool now. Lose to the sports. But politics are more important, y'all. Pay attention. Love y'all. Keep smoking.
Y'all ever talk about golf?
No. Not at all. Not at all. Only person I can't.
Only when Tiger got
Tiger, and he's not good no more, so I don't give a shit. All right, keep smoking, keep hooping. We are out.